I just traded in my Volvo XC40 Recharge for a Genesis GV60 Performance. For the last month, I had both cars. So I decided to make some owner reviews, and in episode 1 I'm going to show you the XC40 Recharge, and in episode 2 I'm going to show you the GV60 Performance. This episode will be out on February 24th, 2025. Check out my YouTube channel at JevRevsUp, and of course hit the like button, subscribe and share. Hey there, my name is Jevy and I have owned my 2022 Volvo XC40 Recharge for 3 years and 28,000 miles. I am also a former Volvo car salesperson and a former product expert. So it's no secret that I love the XC40 and I love the Volvo brand. I even made 20 plus YouTube videos about it. And my lease was up, and even though I love the XC40, I recently decided to upgrade to a much more expensive Genesis GV60 Performance. As the new kid on the block, I wanted to try out this new luxury upstart. It is also an excellent car, and the two have very different strengths. There are many videos out there about both cars, but I know I have a unique perspective because I've owned and lived with them both for some time, and I'm not just reviewing them. I'm not sponsored by anyone and I do not work for either company. I decided to make this video to show you the strengths and weaknesses of each car and hopefully help potential buyers choose their next EV. The Volvo XC40 is an elegant luxury car that has crossed age boundaries and is driven by a wide range of buyers from all backgrounds. I will go so far as saying that this car brought an entirely new, younger buyer to the Volvo brand. It has this boxy shape that is unique and practical, but it also manages to not look ostentatious as a luxury car. It is the classic Scandinavian minimalist design that makes this car so beautiful. This boxy shape doesn't just look great, it means the interior has a generous amount of headroom in the front and especially in the rear. The legroom is also quite generous in the back, and this was actually the deciding factor for many of my tall clients. There's only one thing I wish this car had, and it was a flat floor like modern EVs, which would make the rear space more usable. As part of my real-world testing for cargo, I decided to get every single suitcase I have in the house and I tested out both cars, and it's not even close. The XC40 is really one of the most practical cars you can get when you are looking for cargo space. I will go so far as saying this: if I lived in a city and my household had a choice of only one car, then the XC40 is probably the best car to do all jobs. When you're talking about comfort and convenience, some of it is all low-tech stuff and some of it is high-tech stuff. So let's talk about the low-tech stuff first. The fact that you have so much extra storage space in here, I mean, just look at the size of this. Can you just see how big that is over there? And can you see like the fact that you have a trash can down here? And down here you have spaces. Even the cubby is pretty big there. So there's just lots and lots of spaces down here. As you can see in the rear seat, it's there. So there's a lot that you can fit into this car, and that works really, really well. I want to show you how great this navigation system is with the whole Google system. This car has its own internet connection and it's literally running Android. And what you have is Google Maps on screen. It's very different from having Apple CarPlay in your car. And because it syncs up with all your battery as well, it's able to tell me, hey, it's 2 hours and 52 minutes for me to get home and minus 30% on the battery. So let's say I want to get home. Here's all I got to do. Navigate home.
All right, home. Let's go.
Alrighty, so first of all, it says there that there's a stop there for charging. Now, ideally, I would like Electrify America. So if I click on that one, it will show me my options here. And I do have the option of selecting up here and filtering just for Electrify America ones as well. And where is that? It is EV payment filters down here, and I can go Electrify America and select that one over there. But one thing I did notice is this: when I did this to go home, it actually pulls this up and I can go replace. And let me take a look at the Electrify Americas that are available. So there is one here. And so when I click on it, this is great because it's connected to the internet and I can tell, hey, it's temporarily closed. So that's probably not a good stop for me. Okay, let's go back there and I'm going to go with the original choice that it gave me. Right, I'm going to go with that one. Perfect. 350 kilowatts. Beautiful. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's do it. So as simple as that, it has figured out everything for me.
Affected by coastal flood warning.
It's picking up data right now, what's going on, what's the traffic, and it was able to tell which station was closed, and it's set me up perfectly. That was so easy. Not that hard being an electric driver, is it now? For 3 full years, our XC40 has lived in a home with a family and a toddler, 2 dogs and 2 cats. It saw car seats and strollers and throwing up animals and babies, and after 3 years and a good clean, take a look at how great the seats look. I removed the stroller and I did use Chemical Guy's product and gave it a good clean. It looks amazing, and this right there is an endorsement on its own. My main dislike in this car has to do with the lack of interior lighting. As you can see, these reading lights are quite small, and because the interior is dark, it makes the whole thing look really dark inside. And then the sunroof lever itself actually is a little bit finicky, and it is nice to have a sunroof, but it does take a couple of attempts sometimes to get it to do what you want. The climate control, I love these vertical vents, but the one problem I have is these small buttons at the bottom of the infotainment system. I would much prefer to have physical buttons at the bottom to do the climate control, because it is something that we use quite a lot in the car. I also wish it had the advanced air cleaner. And then the last thing is that the fan speed can sometimes get a little bit strong when you start going into the higher numbers. I wish it had a more consistent range all the way across the different fan speeds. Lastly, in my wish list, there were 2 things that I would love to have as an optional extra in this car, and I guarantee you people will pay extra for it. One is a heads-up display, and the second one is a performance variant of this car. If we can get the speed down to 4 seconds 0 to 60, I think the car would be absolutely perfect. Overall, the positives of this car far outweigh the negative by a long shot. It's a beautiful, safe, practical, and fun EV at a great price point. There is only one car that I have bought twice. I have to admit, I go through them pretty quickly. The car was the Golf GTI because it was all of the things that this car is. The XC40 is a car that I think I will end up buying again. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next week. Episode 2 is about the 2024 Genesis GV60. It's on Feb 24th on YouTube at JevRevsUp. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the share button, and see you next week.